Project and portfolio management can be like a walk in the woods. You look around, everything appears to be green, but on closer examination, maybe not. There are hidden dangers that you need to be aware of, and if you're not careful, you can easily lose your way. Imagine a world where the doubt had gone, where you didn't need to rely on Excel documents or PowerPoint packs or SharePoint lists to understand the true health of your project portfolio environment. How about if everything you needed was in the cloud and accessible with just the press of a button? And what about if a powerful AI could just look into your project portfolio, look at your pipeline of future projects, and recommend to you which one should go next and why? Well, my friends at Keto tell me that their tool can do all of that and more. So I'm going to go and meet up with them and find out if it's true.
Hi Stuart, good to see you here today.
So it turned out it was a little bit too noisy to do a recorded demo at the Gartner event. So here we are today, weeks later, to do the demo. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Could you just introduce yourselves?
Hello, I'm Marcos. I'm actually one of the founders of Keto Software, so I have a long history with the company.
My name's Tim. I'm the Business Development Director UK and Ireland for Keto Software.
So basically what Keto is, it's a web-based application that enables us to design different kind of portfolio process life cycles. And what we do, and the users do, they use the single sign-on. When the people will log into the Keto, we will know what role the individual person has inside of that organization, and also we map the role of that individual person to the life cycle of the portfolio process. So because we know the person, the system already knows what is your role and how you are involved in the life cycle. For example, now I can see my project, a listing of projects that I should be involved and should be doing work inside of them. There could be a list of my ideas, there could be a list of my tasks. But this is very dependent on the customer organization and what kind of things that the customer organization is managing with Keto. Every time we do an implementation, the strategic alignment and the strategic direction that the organization is given from the objective, that is a very important point with the implementation. And that's why typically we have some level or some way of defining the different kind of objectives. Some of the customers may have only one portfolio process. Maybe a project portfolio is the typical one that we have, but some organizations may have like 15 different portfolios on the left menu of the tool that the organization is actually running with Keto. We typically have different kind of dashboard or infographics that we show for the customer. And this is really the kind of the point that the customers typically want. They want to have the holistic view on the data inside of the tool. And that's why the different kind of business intelligence visualizations are very capable inside of the Keto tool. And the first one that we have in here is the evaluation dashboard graphics. And that is coming from the idea portfolio. Like I mentioned, we have idea portfolio. And when we are funneling the ideas inside of the portfolio, we need to have a quick way of giving those ideas a feasibility and desirability score. And we actually use those kind of scoring matrices that's asking 5 questions about the idea. And that will give quickly the feasibility and the desirability score for that idea. And for example, here we can see that biogas plant efficiency improvement gets a 90 for the feasibility and the desirability is 30. So very easy to do, maybe not the best idea. Next example of infographics inside of the tool is this one. This is a Sun Key graphics that actually we implemented this to our product this year. And this gives the strategic view on where the investments for the projects, the money for the investments is going. So you really kind of need to put your money where the mouth is. If the organization wants to growth, we can see from here that we are actually investing like 13.7 million into projects that are aligned to delivering growth for the organization. The portfolio status reporting is one of the functionalities that is very typical for the customer organizations. And a lot of the dashboard graphics that we like to have real-time functionalities inside of the tool. So in here, we can easily see that, for example, 3 projects are not meeting the objectives that have been set for those one. And if I click on it, it will direct me into a portfolio view that is now pre-filtered to show that these are the individual 3 projects that are not aligned to the organization. They're not getting into the objectives of that has been assigned to them. So we can see the traffic light. Next couple of examples of dashboard graphics is this one, projects by objectives. This is basically aligning the project to the objectives that have been set from the objective portfolio. Also, risk management is a typical topic that the customers want to have and manage. And in this case, this dashboard graphic shows that we have 7 identified risks in the risk portfolio that will probably cause us to have disasters. And benefit evaluation is also one very hot topic with the customers. Of course, you want to somehow define what kind of values you're getting out of the portfolio. We have a lot of different kind of models that we have implemented for our customers that get that kind of quantitative measurements from the benefits that you're getting, maybe KPIs or something like that that are defining the actual benefits from the portfolio of the tool.
From kind of conversations I've seen so far, I mean, one of the big things feeds into what Marcus said earlier on about it being very much kind of top down, pulling all that information together in one place. Yesterday I was showing this platform to a very exciting international manufacturer. And when I showed them the investment split infographic, they got so excited because they were telling me about how they've got all these different projects they're running and they've grown through acquisitions. And the kind of challenge they have right now is it's really hard for them to sort of explain, okay, well, here's the actual split. You know, it says business units, but you could say equity portfolios or something like that. You can change the wording. And for that particular organization, that was absolutely huge for them because they've not been able to see that before.
Next one is the project portfolio. Typically, portfolio, one line is one project, one line may be one idea, one line may be an objective for the company. We always, when we design the different portfolio life cycles, first thing I ask for the customer, what is the name of the portfolio? Next one, I will be asking them, what is the life cycle of the portfolio? So it could be something like this: initiation, concept, implementation, deployment. It could be 8 phases, it could be 3 phases. It all depends on the organization. So we are not kind of pushing a specific project model that use PMBOK, use Prince, or whatever model you're using. We can do anything that the customer wants to have and use the terminology that the customer's organization is used to using. But when we have one line is one project, then we have the metadata, number, name, we have some classifications, we have these arrows that show that which phase currently the project is inside of the life cycle of the project phase model. Then we can categorize it, align, give it the project manager, so forward. Traffic lights, we had the discussion on these ones. Then inside of the project, we can do resource management, financial management, different kind of calculation tables. And the last thing inside the portfolio view is the timetable. So when the project starts, when it ends, do we have dependencies between different milestones? That is a very important thing to visualize. Again, on the top right corner, toggle edit mode, and I'm able to customize the portfolio very easily if I have the Keto builder rights. So in here, I could be maybe changing the project number to be the second column inside of it. I could change the width, change this column, filtering criteria, and so forward. This is the no-code part of the Keto. So everything that you see inside of the Keto in the views, it's very easy to customize for the Keto builder users. Some organizations do agile. They don't like to call them projects. They can call it epics and run them through the lifecycle model. So we can align the lifecycle model steps according to the SAFe methodology, for example. And this is one way of showcasing that how many projects are in specific stages of the portfolio. We can do dependency mapping. Of course, in the timeline, you saw already arrows showing dependencies between different milestones, but we can also do these kind of more complicated maps that show, for example, what objectives are aligned to what kind of project inside of the portfolio. Then we can do resource management. This is a hot topic for a lot of the customers. They want to have the map of showcasing that how much resources different individual projects are running. And of course, the depth and the complexity and the maturity level of resource management, that is very organizational dependent. So some organizations may have heavy processes where they assign, request resources, so somebody's approving them, they may be doing our recordings and tracking all of those things inside of the tool, or we can just have a very lightweight solution where they just give a ballpark estimates of how much work effort this individual project of initiative needs. New feature this year that we have been implementing is the AI capability, the AI plus functionalities with the Keto platform. And that enabled us to use different kind of language models, like we can use ChatGPT or any language model basically available and link it to the Keto platform. And we have decided, for example, this view, the portfolio analysis has been made so that the Keto builders can define different kind of prompts. Like in AI world, prompt is basically a text. It's a question that what you want to ask from the AI about your portfolio. And if I click on this one, I can rerun this question. So now the Keto, what it's doing is basically when you have the portfolio and all the data inside of your portfolio, it's combining that into a package and sending it to the language model. So the language model knows your portfolio, knows all of your projects. You don't have to read them through. The language model reads them through. And then it's asking a question, what is the quick overview of your portfolio? And all of this text is generated by AI now. We have the capability of asking the AI to return data tables. And this one is showing that what projects are very profitable and require attention from you. And this prioritization number, this is generated by AI. But this is an example how inside of the status report, the AI can help the people on doing a better status reports. And in this case, I have work completed. I have a text in here. I can ask the AI to improve that text. And now it's correcting the grammar for me and making it a little better. And also we have the translations on here that the individual persons who are reading the status report, if I'm a German person, I want the translations, the system to translate it to me as a German language. So it's better and easier for me to understand the text that is coming from there.
Is the project manager able to edit this at all? Are they able to make their own contributions directly into this?
You can get the AI to generate that text with clicking the purple flower button, but that text is not then set in stone. You can go and edit it. It's a suggestion. So a project manager could where they're working the project status report, they can get it generate the text and they can go in and review it and make changes.
Yeah, they can. The input that they're giving is the content into these fields. This text is typically the one that they give some kind of text, and then you can use the AI to improve on that, the grammar and these kind of things. Also, we could add. I didn't add any template currently in here, but if that can be retrieved from some other fields that are already inside of Keto, that could be inputted into the template that the AI is using. We can create dashboard graphics by prompt. And I think that's a very cool way of doing it, because now the PMOs or the managers don't need to kind of define the dashboard graphics. They can just write in a question, and this graphics in here, this is actually generated by AI. So we're asking a question, please provide me a bar chart and that answers to this and this question. And the AI is providing you the dashboard graphics for that. And the next AI functionality is that we can chat with the portfolio. And this is a very good way of the individual persons just creating ad hoc questions about the portfolio. And in this chat, I could ask, for example, what projects are not meeting their objectives. Keto is sending all the information about your projects, and now it's giving me a list of different kind of projects that are not meeting their objectives. So this is kind of the AI knows the status reports and the different situation of the project. They can give you these kind of answers. We could ask it, for example, what projects are not started and we should start them now. So I think this is a little bit maybe even scary for the organizations now. The PMO function may be removing some of the power because they may be not doing the reporting and controlling what information is sent upwards. The top management will be going inside of the tools and they don't have to read through all of the projects. They can just start asking different questions about the data that they are having. Then AI does the hard work of reading through and understanding the portfolio data. I could ask, can you provide me 3 new ideas for future projects like this? And now, based on the projects that I have inside the portfolio, the AI is inventing 3 new projects that I could be starting to evaluate inside of the project portfolio.
I'm going to take the role of the chief executive officer in this case, because I can imagine this is a great way to bypass all of the people you'd normally go and ask a question of, and you just have to trust them to either recall the correct information, not slant the information the way that they want to slant it, and to just get straight to the data. So that relies purely on the data itself being correct, and that's still a responsibility of the PMO. It's only the outputs are only as good as the data has gone in there. But as a CEO, I think you've asked the first question, which is, what should we do next? The other thing that I'd imagine is in my CEO position, I'll be thinking, what are the biggest threats to the portfolio? Oh, you put threads.
No, it will probably understand it. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it's content aware. Even if I mistype something, it kind of understands it, even the question was wrong. That's a good thing with the AI stuff.
Oh, so that's I'm beginning to wonder if you did that spelling error by mistake just to show off how cool it is. I suspect that the CEO would read this and then would go marching into a meeting and would just tell their subordinates, you need to go and deal with these threats. But the next thing that they'd probably ask is, how do we grow more? Because CEOs, they want to grow. That's all they're thinking. So can it offer some advice on how the company can best grow based on what it's doing?
Oh, then let's say grow, let's say faster, for example, like this. Different kind of ideas. And I think the next step, typically in the demos I select one of the ideas that the AI is doing, and then I start to initiate a project from that. Let me show you a little bit more how we could actually use this insight from portfolio and add it to the portfolio that I'm having.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So next could be that give me one best idea for future project. Now it's giving me one best idea. Could be smart city energy solutions. Now it's giving me a little bit more than I would be kind of needing for this, but I will take it all. Yeah. Maybe not everything, but let me copy paste this text. So smart city energy solutions would be the idea. Now I'm going to add it into the portfolio. So I can add smart city energy solution. And I can asset myself as a project manager. So this form can be customized according to the customer's need and the portfolio model that they are doing. And now I will be creating a new one. Now it gives me the project charter, the project card, whatever you want to call it. But let's play a little bit. The project description, I just copy pasted this one, I just put what was the description that the AI gave me into the project description. Then I could be linking it to different, I want to grow, for example, and other metadata could be, I can select the legal entities in Finland, business unit would be, let's say, no, I don't know, solar classification. This is a very important one. So now I set up the card for the this new idea that we're. Next I'm going to business case tab. And now this is the place where it gets interesting. So I had some text that I inputted as the project description. Next thing I need to do a business case for this one. And first question is the reason for the project. And now I have this flower icon, and everywhere in the user interface of Keto, we have these flower icons. And when I click it, now it's sending all the information about the project to the AI and asking the AI the question, please give me the reasons, five different reasons to make this project. So according to that description that was AI generated, it gave me these reasons to implement this project. When I have existing text inside of the text field, I can click it again, and now it's not generating content, it's improving my text. If I mistype something, it's improving it, and now it's making it more like a chapter, a little bit shorter and easier for the individual users to read. So I'm generating content and improving the text. Right? The next thing, we have the reasoning for the project. Then I could ask the AI, what are the 5 top things that I would need to do in order to implement this project? And now the AI is generating me 5 different things I could be considering to do in order to implement this project. And I could be adding the 6th reason, could be like make a lot of money. This is kind of not the nicest way of saying make more profits would be better. And now when we have text, I can ask the AI to improve on that text. And now it's sending the text that I wrote into the AI, and it's returning me. And it changes the strategic goal of the project is to accelerate growth and make a lot of money. So it made it a little bit more polite way of saying that make more money into this text. So this is done by the prompts, and I could be moving this further, asking about the risks again. So it's giving me 5 different risks that I could be doing. How will it affect customers? And now when we design the Keto process, we are adding and configuring these fields. And when we are adding these fields, we can basically set up pre-made prompts that enable the different people who are initiating this project to help them generate this content.
That's
so
going to
this
save so much time.
It saves a lot of time. Of course, we don't want to make people kind of stupid so that they only click on the top corner. We want them to, of course, provide some of the content and improve it and give their own insights to it to make it a little bit better.
The question that's probably going to be on most CEOs' mind here is, how safe is it to be sharing my company's data with a third party? Are there any protections in place to stop ChatGPT or the AI tool from running off with the company data and just dumping it somewhere else where a competitor can take advantage?
Yeah, that's a very important question that a lot of the organizations are currently kind of aligning different kind of policies on the AI, that what kind of tools can be used and what kind of terms the different vendors are giving from those AI tools. That's the worst thing that you want to do, that it kind of somebody's running off with your organizational data. And like with the Keto, we have ISO 27001 certification, so we're very strict on our security of our products, and that means that of course the location of the data and these kind of things have been aligned. But the AI tools that we implement into this one, for example, this is using the ChatGPT, it's using from the Microsoft servers, and they have a set of kind of terms that they are providing to us that basically tell that none of the data that we are using for their products are not used to train the actual model. That's the first question that they have to have. And currently there's like a 30-day that they save the prompts to kind of so that they have the possibility to see that if there is some violation of the way that the organization is using the language model. So they have that kind of protection currently there, but after 30 days, it will be removed from those. But we have a very documented set of kind of descriptions how those things are done.